Alright, here we go. We are live. And I figured it out finally. Narrowway Farm, Free Music Farm, Glossomania Homestead, Smith Family Ranch, McClendon Homestead. Holy moly. My peeps are in the house. Reap what you sow, Lejeune, my fellow crane operator in Louisiana. What's up, brother? Four Blessings Farm. My first mod is in the house. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Sunday evening. Fantastic. Samson Farms. Everybody's coming on in. Man, I saw all of the notifications for all the lives today and Roots and Refuge and everybody else, and holy smoly. Mom, my knee. They are in the house. Adkins family, how the heck are you? Got my mods in the house. Right on. Mod me, mod me. There's Jeremy. There's my brother from another mother. McClendon, you want to be a mod? All right, let's give you a try. You are now a moderator, sir. Holy smokes. Everybody wants to chat. You're fixing to hit the bed. Hey, yeah, I hear you. Well, it's only 3 hours. What is it, 10 o'clock there? You're 3 hours difference from us? Yeah, I understand. I get it. Thank you, McClendon. Appreciate that. I like being a moderator too. I like helping out. I always get in trouble with Anna from Mimsy's Garden. I always whack the wrong people when I'm on Chris's home on his lives. We get these funny people on there that say some goofy things, and we're just we got that hammer ready to whack that mole, So. Very cool. That's good to know. Thanks, Gossmania. Hey, Tim. Thanks for popping in. Thank you for popping in. Peace Little Homestead. What's going on, brother? And it's 1T, just so you know, Pete. Not that it matters. Hey, Amy. Thanks for coming in. The Broussards are in the house. Fantastic. Smith family is in here. Right on. Wow, we got a full house tonight already. Holy smokes. You guys are all pumped. Man, I'll tell you what, guys. The last couple times I've done this live stream, I gotta only go an hour tonight, you guys. I gotta be up. I gotta run that crane. And I don't know if anybody, probably not very many of you watched the news today, but a crane just went down in Dallas, Texas. About a month ago, they had that crane that went down in high winds up in Seattle, Washington. Just a couple hours, 4 hours ago, that one that went down in thank you, Jeremy. It was just in case you called me. I could still talk and listen and chat. Oh, that's funny. Geeky Gardens in the house. Thank you. Oh, you guys are awesome. Yeah, the last few weeks, man, guys, I've been trying to go an hour or whatever, and and then, gosh, last week, gosh, I was 2.5 hours, and I was about ready. I was trying to cut it off and trying to go home, and you guys kept talking, and then Chad from North Country Off Grid popped in, and he was in there for 15-20 minutes. I'm like, I can't cut off Chad, for crying out loud. So I mean, I enjoy these chats, man. We all really we all learn a lot from each other. I just love it. It's hey, yeah, you're right, Chad. Chad's in the house already. You started early tonight. I guess you didn't have a pig pen to build tonight. Thanks, Chad, for popping in. I appreciate that. So we got a couple of things we can talk about, some great news to share with you guys tonight. Really fun, exciting stuff. And yeah, I can see you, Narrowway. I see you. I've been seeing you the whole time from the minute you popped in. You're in the house. Got you here. So yeah, give me a thumbs up, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks to all you guys, man. I'm like 7 shy of 600 subscribers, man. Thank you very much. You guys have been fantastic. And all of you big dogs out there with the bigger channels that are participating in all of us live, small guys and stuff, that makes such a huge difference. We were, hey, Smith Family Ranch. I know, right? You just got to say, I just got to go. Hey, Brett. Brett's in the house. Right on. Yeah, gosh, how about some of that weather going around, man? Oh, okay, all right. So you threw your back out? Yeah, that makes sense. I hear you. So I was trying to work on some stuff yesterday and trying to get stuff ready because we're going to be going up to Idaho for 10 days, coming up in 3 weeks now. It's coming up really fast. I can't wait to get out of the city, you guys. Oh my gosh, I am so ready to just... Oh, I'm so ready to kill people on the freeway. It's so bad. I know Joey from Living the My Slice of Heavens had put a bunch of us up to what does your commute look like to work, and I've been wanting to do it. Yeah, thanks, Amy. That's super cool. And I'm not really. I'm just trying to be consistent and try and put videos up and do lives with you guys, and it's about community for me. So that's where the organic, true growth comes. I'm not participating in any of those, sub for subs and a lot of those. Once in a while I'll pop in and say hi to people, but I can't stand listening to the auctioneer type of live stream for an hour on end. That's just not me. I'd rather interact with you guys and chat and have a good time and learn something and share stories and stuff like that with you guys. So anyway, yeah, Dallas, Texas, they get some crazy weather there. Well, everybody in the Midwest has been getting some crazy weather. All you guys are in the Midwest. Raise your hand. I know Broussards, they're in down there in Louisiana. With Chris and them, and that's they're getting a lot of rain and whatnot over there. But anyway, yeah, Narrowway Farm. It's about putting it's all of it together. It doesn't seem like it's just one thing. I've been watching Nick Nimmons and Roberto Blake and those guys, and they keep putting out some really good stuff. I doubt Austin, Texas traffic is as bad as Los Angeles. They say Los Angeles is the worst in the world in the world right now, and it is bad. There's so many people out here. It's really horrible. Yeah, no, Chad, you're right. I hope nobody took that wrong. That those sub for sub lives are bad in any way. Farmall Fanatic's got some awesome videos. So I didn't mean to I didn't say any names. Farmall Fanatic is great. Yeah, it's hot and humid. So we were up to 90 degrees here, and it's supposed to be in the 90s half of the week here, and then it's going to be in the 80s here. And it's just, I'm sick of this heat. I can't handle it. I need to get to North Idaho bad. And I went ahead and went to the Weather Channel, or the Weather Underground. Good grief, can't even talk. The Weather Underground app, and of course I talked with Jeremy from Living the Dream. We talk just about every day these days, and. He was telling me it was raining yesterday, and it was 70 degrees today. It's 68 right now up there. That's just perfect weather. So anyway, your weather back in the woods, you're finally normal up in Wisconsin, huh? Well, yeah, I saw that, Jeremy. I saw the forecast. It's going to be in the high 80s. You might be touching 90s in a little bit here and there, but oh gosh, 105 with 119. No. Yeah, see, my daughter's in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was 108 today. No thanks. Even though it's dry, but when you get those monsoons, especially in July, the monsoons come through, and that humidity just, I wither. I just die. I just can't handle it. Everything is sweaty and sticky, and I sleep with a fan on me all night long. My wife is all shivering in a blanket because she's cold when it's 80 degrees inside, and I'm sweating on. I just can't sleep. So anyway, yeah. Summer is here, guys. It's June. So, yeah. Yeah, 90s. I saw that, Jeremy. It's going to be 90s next week, so that's okay. It's cooler at night than it is down here, so I can't wait. Traffic is just killing. We were at a party yesterday, and I was trying to get stuff done for our trip up to Idaho yesterday, and I didn't get anything done. The wife, we got invited to a wedding reception yesterday. And it was supposed to be from 3 to 5. We didn't leave till 8. And then the other friends wanted us to come by their barbecue. We didn't leave till 11:30 last night. I was so wasted, tired to get anything done. But I had a great talk with a retired fireman who bought a house in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And she was a California girl. She was born in Oklahoma, but she... oh, no, you're not, Amy. Not in your winter time. It's cool over there. You guys have some beautiful weather over there, right? It's not always hot, but... You feel sick already. 60s in the morning. That's funny. Karen's in the house. All right. Thanks for popping in, Karen. Everything's good. Glad to have you. So I hope you've recovered after your first live, and I can't wait for you to do your next live. That was That was just, we were there to just surround you and help you out. Can't wait for your next live, and we're going to be ready. We'll have the hammers out ready to go. So we got your back, Karen. Just let us know. Yeah, cold fronts would be good. So, oh, let's see. Smith family, you're talking about the weather, how different it is. Yeah, totally. Super humid, depending how far back. Yeah, I believe it. Well, us too in California. You know, we wear shorts. We can wear shorts all year long. We did have some pretty cold weather this year with all the rain. They have like 200% snowpack this year, so the water shortage, the drought is officially over this year. Finally, they're still skiing at Mammoth Mountain right now, and they're talking about skiing on 4th of July, probably into August at Mammoth Mountain, that's crazy. So anyway, yeah, yesterday we didn't do much. Just rested and went to barbecues and hung out with family and friends and had a great chat with that retired fireman. I was telling you guys about I forget her name. Is it Barbara? Honey, where are you at? I don't know where she went. Anyway, she was having a real nice chat with her because she was born in Oklahoma, but she was raised here in California her whole life. And he retired at 55. They're both 70 now, so they've been up there in Coeur d'Alene for, he said, 13 years. Hey Jeremy, check this out. They bought an HOA up there. I don't know if I told you that already, but yeah, bought an HOA. He's all, they can't put up a fence post without having an approval from the HOA where they live. But he has a paved driveway all the way to his house too. So I guess there's pros and cons to having an HOA. So. Mom, my knee, I don't know, no live for me. There was a lot of lives that were going on today. Sunday seems like the real good live day. You know, people were kind of relaxing and hanging out. But let's see, where did we go? Did you feel? No, I don't know, Mom, my knee. I don't know what live anybody's talking about. There was lots of lives going on all day today. I just didn't get to. Hey, Alan, thanks for popping in. Yeah, everybody's moving to Coeur d'Alene. I know, Chad, right? I got some more news for you, Chad, too, by the way. So I know I don't know how long you plan on sticking around, but you're back. You had to pepper some deer butt with lead. Like right now, you had to pepper some deer butt with lead? Is it hunting season where you're at? That's cool if it is. Oh, okay, cool. You're gonna put a meetup? Well, gosh, with all your guys' subscribers, I can't see why you guys wouldn't have 1 million people show up to that. So, Broussard, are you guys doing just YouTube channels? Because that's what we're doing. It is the day of rest. I know it is. Yeah, but I didn't rest today. I rested yesterday and just messed around. Yeah, talking to that retired couple from up in Coeur d'Alene, and she said that this year the snow was at one point got up to about 4 feet, and they're at 2,500 foot elevation, which is about what we're at. But we're about 45 minutes north of Coeur d'Alene, and we get just maybe a little bit more snow, even though we don't get that corridor that comes down out of Canada and comes down through Bonners Ferry and down through Sandpoint. We still get the kind of the edge of that a little bit, but it typically 3 to 4 feet of snow every year up there. But this year they didn't have any real snow until February, which was really crazy. You know, Jeremy from Living the Dream here he can verify that. But he's got a oh, okay, I got you. All right, Samson, I hear you. So, hey, that'll be a great topic of conversation here in a minute, talking about fences and whatnot. So I know all you guys have, hey, Essential Mountain Home saying, hey, thanks, Josh, for popping in. Josh Pilch, the guy that I didn't interview with 4 weeks ago. I actually interviewed with Dave from Imagine Acre Wood, and I had Josh and Dave mixed up. Thanks for popping in. If you guys haven't seen Essential Mountain Homesteading, he's got a great channel. He's a contractor up there. He's doing some heavy equipment stuff. I just want to come run an excavator for Josh. That's all I want to do. I don't care. I don't want to do anything else. So he's doing some fun stuff. But anyway, that lady up there, they got themselves a little John Deere. It's a lawn tractor, but he got a blower for the front of it. And he said, yeah, once you get the snow gets over a couple of feet deep. There you are. Where was that? What was that lady's name that we were talking to last night? It was Barbara, huh? Barbara and Frank. Once you get the snow up a couple of feet deep, the only way to do it really is with a blower. I mean, you can use a snow plow and you can punch your way through and you can still get through, but if the snow gets 4, 5, 6 feet deep, then you're talking about walls and your driveway gets narrower and narrower. So he was like, yeah, if you can afford it, the blower is the way to go. So that's what we'll be doing. So yeah, oh come on, Josh, you're good to me. Josh answers his phone, and he'll answer the phone for pretty much anybody. You know, if you're lucky enough to get his number, he has taken time out of his busy day as a contractor. I don't know how he has time to even do YouTube channels. I know he struggles to keep up with his videos, but he's got some awesome stuff, guys. You guys go to check out. He burned a pile of logs that will blow your mind because he couldn't give them away. Nobody wanted them, so he had to burn them. And in Idaho, you can burn stuff. It's awesome. I love Idaho. Anyway, Josh is great, man. You guys got to go check out his channel. He's got some good stuff on there, and he's one of the big dogs. You're up 20,000 subscribers. And last I looked, you were just bumping 20,000. So he's one of the big dogs in the group, along with Chad and Shelby. Do you guys anybody here? Most of you guys know Chad and Shelby. Karen, she'll be right back. She'll be right back. Chad and Shelby, I don't know if you guys, I haven't even checked if you guys have hit 30,000 yet or not. I know you guys are bumping 30,000, so I know, right, Jeremy? I'd have gotten a log truck. I'd have taken a bunch of those if I'd have been up there. I'd have built myself I'd have used your, well, they say that the cottonwood isn't very good for building anything. You can build a log house, but it's not very good for lumber is what I hear. So anybody got a verification of that? Does cottonwood not make good lumber, not good building materials? I mean, can you do a pole barn with it, with big timber? Can you do a big timber frame barn or something with cottonwood? Does it last very long? I hear it's pretty soft. So my buddy Alan Banks in here, he's in the chat right now. I think he's still in here. He does hardwood floors for a living, so he knows what good wood is and what bad wood is, and he was telling me that cottonwood wasn't very good for much, and it doesn't even make that great of firewood. So it really is kind of a trash tree. But anyway, who is? What? What are you talking about, Chad? Don't start messing with me. Oh my goodness. All right, Olivia will be back here in a minute. So, yeah, talking to those retired people up there, I mean, they were just talking about the snow and all, and how awesome it is. And once you get up there, and as long as you keep the roads plowed and you have a four-wheel drive, you're totally fine. So, it's all good. Can't wait to get up there. Let's see here. Hold on one sec here. Okay, where is my wife here? All right. Okay, I just sent you a text message there, Jeremy. All right, cottonwood is great for sides of truck boxes. Keep it dry. Yeah, I hear you. So you have to seal it really good. Alan, yeah, he's my hardwood floor buddy. He says you can't even give cottonwood away. That's funny. Yeah. So, okay, let's see who else we got in here. Okay, all right, thanks, Jeremy. You know what? I can't wait to meet you, Chad. I'm gonna sock you. You messing with me? Don't start playing Chris from Single Dad Homestead and start yelling squirrel, okay? Just because I talk to you guys. I can't stand all those live streams where those people just kind of sit there and wait and read the comments and read the comments and I guess it has its place, but I like to interact with you guys, have a little chat, and we talk about stuff. But gosh, I think I was telling you guys a few months back about my friend that was on there was this one app. I forget what it was. It was some social media app, And these people will go on there and they'll just sit there for hours on end and just, the girls will paint their nails and, oh, they gave me a lot, they gave me 100 stars. Oh, thank you so much. Mwah, mwah. And they just, it's nothing. There's nothing. They don't talk about anything. I want to learn something. I want to hear something from you guys. I want to learn from you. I want you guys to learn from me. And that's the whole community thing. So speaking about community on this, on our meetup coming up, some news I've got. What's the name? Sand Hollow Homestead. I don't know how many of you guys, Chad or Jeremy, if you guys are subscribed to Sand Hollow Homestead, but let me put their name up here. Go check out those guys. Can I tag on mobile? I don't know. You know what? YouTube just changed a whole bunch of stuff up. Hey, Narrowway Farm, what's your first name, by the way? I got to write you down on my list. Where did you go? Where'd you go? I know I have you down in here somewhere. I've got so many people written down in here. Narrowway Farm, here you go. I got you. Here you are on my list. What's your first name, Narrowway Farm? Fantastic. We got 21 people watching. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Fantastic. I know some of you guys are not making comments, and so I don't see. I can see probably 10 of you guys that are commenting, and some of you guys are just watching. That's totally cool. I get that. But don't if you're one of in the people watching right now that you're not making any kind of comments or anything. Cool. Thanks, Jeremy. Is that for Sand Hollow Homesteads? Check my text. Uh-oh, did you just text me? Who texted me? Who's texting me? Who just texted? Somebody text me? Oh, you're talking to somebody else, McClendon. Okay. Okay, I hear you, Adkins. That's fine. Yeah, I totally hear you. Oh, okay. Ah. That's a great conversation. That's a great topic. Okay. Okay, cool. Hey, guys, so check this out. This is something fun. I've got some really cool stories about buying land, but Josh Pilch deals with this. He is a developer up there. So I'm going to call Josh Pilch right now, Essential Mountain Homesteading, and let's have a little chat with Josh. So I've never done this before, so you guys bear with me to see how this works. It'll be interesting to see what kind of delay.
Hello.
Mr. Pilch, how are you, sir?
Not bad at all.
That is a fantastic idea. I had never thought of doing that. So I'm a little new to this whole thing, this live streaming thing. So
I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm shooting in the dark here. It might work. It might not. You're going to have to get some feedback from the people.
Okay. All right, guys. So I've got Josh Pilch on the phone here, and I got the phone right next to my. I just bought a brand new 4K stereo Logi webcam. It's the Who's Your Daddy $80 Best Buy deal, and I got the phone right next to it. So and it's got stereo. It should pick up your sound, no problem. So can you guys tell me? Can you guys hear Josh? Okay.
Can you hear me now? How about now? Now can you hear me?
All right, Atkins says it's working great. Good sounds. They can hear you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
So what are we talking about tonight? What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about everybody. When somebody calls me, it's usually, hey, do you know where I can buy some great land for real cheap in North Idaho?
Right. Yeah. You know what? I was. I don't know if you were probably listening. I was talking to that retired fireman. They moved to Coeur d'Alene 13 years ago, and I told him our story about how we found our property. And I had been talking to a bunch of friends, and guys beat me out of the state. They're already moved to different states and whatnot. And so I was on Zillow, and Zillow is one of the biggest ones, and they're pretty up to date. They're a little behind in some places, and once in a while, like Jeremy from Living the Dream Homestead. Cool, awesome, thanks guys. Audio's great. Jeremy found his place through my realtor, believe it or not, that we used, and their piece of property wasn't even listed on the MLS, and so it was on some other real estate site that wasn't even part of Zillow or anything else. So that's rare that happens. But I had looked at hundreds and hundreds of pieces of property on Zillow and researched because I was looking for something very specific. So when people ask me the same thing, I just say, Start with Zillow and get the app for your phone, and they give you, and you have your search criteria. It gives you notifications every 15 minutes as to the latest listings.
Well, people call me all the time and they're like, "Oh, we can't find any good deals, and there's no good deals on the MLS." And I tell them that it's if you're looking on the MLS, typically what you're going to find there is you're going to find problems to solve. It's the land of misfit toys.
Right.
If they're still on the MLS, it's probably wasn't the best deal, or else a realtor or their friends would have bought it up. It may have a zoning issue. It may have a bad neighbor or a water problem or something, but it's going to have an issue. And so there's still really good deals there to find.
Right.
It's just, can you figure out what the issue is, and then can you find a solution for that nobody else has found?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because I've seen a lot. I saw a lot of fixer-uppers. I saw a lot of stuff that was just really run down. And the way we got our real estate agent was, I actually went to go look at a property that needed to be almost completely gutted and remodeled and redone because it had so much water damage. The lady there was old. She was old, and her family had to move her into an assisted living facility. She couldn't keep it up, and it had really gotten run down. So it was one of those. It was super cheap, but I would have had to put in $75,000-$100,000 to get the place livable.
Wow.
So the place we looked at, the last two log houses, because I was specific on a log house. The one that I found had everything we needed, but it needs some finish work done to it. You can live in it. It's totally livable. It's totally clean and functional. But we need to put in cabinets. I need to redo all the floors and change the carpet. I need to add some rock to the foundation and do some finished trim work on the place. Otherwise, it's done. And so we got a good price on it. The one that we had looked at before was done. It was a log house resort on hydroelectric with solar for backup, but it was $300,000. So, yeah, when people are looking for deals, the property up there, the market is red hot. People are buying sight unseen. I think I might have told you this, Josh, when we talked the other night, that we lost our property 3 times. We fell out of escrow the first time and lost it. It went into escrow. They took a different bid, and then we went in, and when we came back to get it, we went into escrow. We got timed out and lost it to a cash buyer. They didn't get along with the neighbors. Went to put it on, and they went to sell it. When it popped back up, we went to go buy it, but they took somebody else's offer. Well, that other offer, that was a year and a half ago. They had bought that thing sight unseen. And so he went to walk it. They were in escrow for a week. He took his wife up there to walk the property, and because it's off grid, and it needed some finish work, but it was the dirt road needs to be improved and put gravel down. So it's going to be a little bit of work once we get there. The wife's like, heck no, I ain't living like this. So we got it. We got the property, but there was a lot of people that are buying stuff like that they're in another state, and they're just going online and they're just saying, here's cash, give me property. They're just that desperate.
Well, so, I get a lot of people that call me, they're like, we made it to North Idaho, we bought a place.
Right.
And then they start saying, but it needs X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like you got a good price, but...
Right.
Here's what because you built up on the hill and you got this great view, you've now got to drill a well that is 700 foot deep. And
right.
They're like, what?
Right.
Or because you're on that hill, you've got rock, and so your septic system is now going to need a sand mound, and it's going to be more expensive.
Right.
And so I don't think people take into account the whole entire cost when they buy some of these pieces of property, and then they get stuff and they're like, wait a minute, it's going to be a lot more expensive than I thought it was. And quite frankly, I feel bad for a lot of these folks, because this is a fantastic place to live.
Right. I
love it up here. But a lot of people are kind of in such a hurry to get here that they don't necessarily get enough information before they get here, and they end up buying something that turns out to be a lot more expensive than they want.
You were absolutely right, Josh, and that was when I did my video on do your research. Do your research, and Did I tell you do your research? Let me mention that. Do your research. Yeah, totally, dude. Gosh, there's been a couple of videos where people are, hey, Chad, we're going to be moving up. I'm hoping next summer, dude. I've got to pay. We remodeled this house here so that it's worth top dollar. And I've been kind of doing some videos on that and kind of talking about that, how to get out of the city and get your stuff ready so you can sell it and get out. Get your ducks in a row. I'm a big planner. I like to get things like set. So get your whatever you got. If you got to sell it or whatever. For example, Rinkers. A lot of people know Stuart and Tony Rinker from Breaking Free Off Grid. They sold everything they had and just bought a piece of property with that rundown log cabin. And they got in there and it was all mildewy and they couldn't live in it. And they were getting sick. So I don't know if any of you guys have followed them or anything, but yeah, you got to research the crap out of what you got. You got to know what you're getting into, and you got to be aware of that. People have been drilling wells, like you said, 700 feet. Like holy crap, and the amount of money I researched the crap out of this, the place that we bought, and I knew what we were getting into. And when we went to do our the inspections and all that stuff, I wanted the only prereqs that we had was I wanted to make sure that the septic was done with a permit, that it was done right and it was clean and all that stuff. And once we got that and the foundation had been done by permit, it was all legit. We're like, okay, we're ready to go. And then we lost it. But then when it came around the second time in springtime, we already had all the prereqs already taken care of. All we needed to do was have the bank do their inspection. And so we were ready to swoop in. We were already pre-approved and everything. But I had researched the crap out of what the place had, what it had to offer. I had talked to as many people as I could, so I knew what I was buying before. The only thing that I didn't know about the place where we bought is that Bonner County, you don't require to have permits to build anything. So that was kind of a little extra bonus on the backside. But I mean, I didn't really care that much about it. But I just knew there was less restrictions. So yeah. Talk to the well drillers before you buy a piece of property and find out where you're at.
Well, I think let me jump in on that, because one thing people call me and they're like, "What do we do? Where do we go?" And I start explaining stuff, and most of them look at me like deer in the headlights, like, "Okay, whoa."
Right.
I'm trying to explain, algebra or trigonometry or something to them, and they're like,
right.
What are you talking about? So I try to get people tied into Bonner County has a fantastic website. If you want to live in North Idaho and look at land in Bonner County, you should be on the Bonner County website and going through their GIS, their integrated map system, to look at land. You can look at where lot lines are. You can do the overlays to look at how steep the slopes are.
Right.
Overlays to look at wetland areas, and on and on and on. There's just a mountain of information.
Right.
It'll show you where roads are that are paved, roads that are not paved, roads that are county roads that are maintained in the wintertime, roads that are not maintained.
Right.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And
that's
just the county website. Then if you go to the state website and look at the website for all of the well drilling, once you've located a piece of property, you can pull up that website,
right,
look at all the surrounding wells and all of the drill reports on those wells to look at the soil, look how deep they had to go, what kind of water they got.
Right.
And so you could be sitting in Arizona, California, Colorado, wherever you're coming from, and you could get a lot of information. And the thing that makes me most frustrated from a builder's perspective is that there's some great realtors out there,
right.
But I think a lot of them, may not gather enough information or don't help their clients gather enough information.
Right.
And sometimes it's more important to just get them a piece of property and get the deal done and make a few bucks, as opposed to find the right fit for those folks. And so I'll talk to realtors about, hey, have you pulled up the well reports in this area? And they're like, the who, the what? Well, don't you want to know how deep the wells are in this area and what it's going to cost to drill a well?
Right.
You should be looking that up for your owners, or at least sending that link to that website to your owners so they can look it up and understand
right
how much is a well going to cost in this area. So I like to try to push people towards, hey, look at the county, look at the zoning and what's permitted and what's not. Look at the well logs. That's going to tell you what's in the soil. It's not just where's the water, but it's going to be like, is there 80 foot of clay?
Right.
Or is there loamy topsoil and then sand and gravel? Well, those are all going to have effects on what it may cost to build a house there or to grow a garden there, and on and on and on. There's all sorts of clues that can help you make really good decisions in finding what's going to be best for you in this area.
Right. That's all awesome, excellent advice. I don't know how many people actually do that. I had done that, and on this piece of property we bought, I had the realtor we had. That was Marianne Jones, and she just changed the name of her. Hey Jeremy, what is Marianne Jones? She just left that one real estate company that she'd been with for a long time. She owns the division there. Marianne Jones, and her daughter actually owns the bank that she does the financing through, and she has like 7 branches. They were fantastic Christian family. Her husband, Marianne Jones' husband, is actually the pastor in a church there in Newport. Pretty neat, really neat people. Jeremy, it was Shelby's in the house, Miss Country, North Carolina. Hey, 2-family homestead. Hold on one sec, Josh. Hold that thought. 2-family homestead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. I saw you pop in. Thanks for coming in tonight, Daryl. And let's see. Somebody else had to go to sleep. It was at Four Blessings Farm. They were talking about checking out. Thanks for popping in, you guys. That was fantastic. No, Alan, we haven't put any fans on, but we've had our house fan going on our floor. We had a little water leak in a bathroom, and it seeped into my hardwood floors, and some of it. My hardwood floor man is in here tonight, and he's worried that my floors are not being dried properly. So nobody keeps Chad in line. Well, being 6'7", it's going to be hard to keep a guy like Chad in line. But I think between Josh Pilch and Jeremy and I think we could probably. It might take all 3 of us to take him, but I think we could take him. Hey, Dave Northwater, thanks for popping in. There's a great channel that's going to be coming to our meetup here this July 7th. That's Pure Simple Living and Homesteading. The Souzas, Melissa and Jeremy Souza. And they've been homesteading on their property. And I don't know if you've watched any of their videos. You probably don't have time, Josh, but they bought a piece of property just north of Sandpoint. They've been homesteading on their property in Washington. And they just put out their video where they drilled their well. And they went to, I think it's 150 foot of clay. And they finally hit bedrock or granite or whatever it is you hit down there, bedrock. And they went down to 160 foot and pulled back out. And they said that it's a geyser, that the well guy's like, oh my gosh. It was coming out 100 gallons a minute, possibly 200 gallons a minute. So I would love to know, did they research that area before they drilled there? Did they talk to anybody before that piece of property? Another big channel that's coming in. Hey, Chris, thanks for popping in. That's okay. Yeah, better late than never. And we're not going late tonight, Chris. I'm not doing a 3-hour tonight, as much as I'd love to do that with you guys. I just can't. I got to run a crane tomorrow, and I was dead last week. Another channel that's coming in is Martin Johnson. They have 100,000 plus subscribers, and they just bought property in Sandpoint as well. And they're going to be drilling a well. So I can't wait to talk to Martin about how did he find that piece of property, what kind of research did he do, because so many people, like you're saying, they're just looking for good deals. Gosh, what's that one channel that's the Green Dream Project? They're out there in Arizona, and they're out in the middle of nowhere, and then they were talking about water rights and the water wells and how the water table is dropping out there in the desert because the farmers don't have any option but to drill straight down, and so they're lowering the water table out there, and so they're worried that they're going to have to go down way super deep just to get any water. And I think, was that property $5,000? That's why you bought it? Or, I mean, what was the thinking there? You know what I mean?
Well, so 2 things. I'd say the main reason that we looked at North Idaho was water.
Right.
There's just tons of it, whether it's under the ground or it's on the surface. there's just tons and tons of water up here.
Right.
And for me, homesteading, wanting to, whether it's taking care of animals or taking care of a garden or taking care of my kids, water is number one important.
You don't want it to ever be an issue.
And so I think that you can. I guess the other thing I want to say is that you can do tons and tons of research, but whether or not you're going to get 100 gallons a minute, which would be like winning the lottery,
right?
That would be amazing, but the aquifers and the pressure in those aquifers is going to change year to year,
right?
But the beauty of North Idaho is we are always going to have water.
Yeah.
And so,
did I tell you how deep?
It sounds exactly like, north of Sandpoint. If you're in the valley, if you're in Sully Valley or in that area,
right,
north of Sandpoint, your well is going to be in that 120 to 160 range, and
right,
the wells out there are awesome. Everybody loves the water, and they're not too deep. So. But those folks in Arizona that are picking up land for nothing, and then the big question mark on the water. What have you got? If you don't have water, what have you really got?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna die when you hear how deep my well is.
But you're kind of up on a hill, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm actually in a valley.
You're in the valley.
I'm in a valley, and it's own little watershed, and there's probably 20, 30 of us back in this it's a hidden valley, and we have our own watershed that feeds our stream. It's a year-round stream that it's fish bearing. I'm catching brookies in my stream, and I'm probably about 50 feet above the valley floor. My well is 36 feet deep, and I draw water at 18 feet. 12 gallons a minute.
Holy cow.
Is that crazy?
So it's just, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic. I mean, I got no complaints where I'm at. So anyway, yeah. Hey, Chris got his package, honey. You finally went home, Chris, and opened up all your mail. You probably had a pile of mail there. We're probably one of a million gifts that you get for Elin. So the wifey was throwing some extra love in there for you, brother. So glad you got that. We sent Chris from Single Dad Homestead a little care package, and he wanted a couple of mugs. He liked that coffee mug that my wife was drinking out of last week or the week before, and it said #offgrid. So, well, that's awesome stuff, Josh. Thank you so much for all of your advice. And so, any of you guys, hopefully, you guys were all listening to all that, the details. That comes straight from a home builder, a developer in Idaho. Do your research, guys. Gosh, I wish we could just broadcast that kind of advice to the whole industry. There's definitely some unscrupulous individuals out there. When we lost our property the first time, he had got a cash buyer the first time, and he was representing the seller and the buyer, and I think he deliberately timed us out just so he could put the both sides of the commission in his pocket. So I think that was, I can't say for sure, I don't know 100% for sure, but that's just sort of the way it looked, because we were ready to go and sign paperwork and we had everything to go. But you see that kind of stuff happening all the time. They'll just tell you what you want to hear just to sell you the property, it seems like,
Yeah, sadly, there's some less than reputable people out there.
I am talking to Josh Pilch from Essential Mountain Homesteading, and he is one of my buds up there in North Idaho. He's a pretty good sized channel. He does development. He's developing homes and properties up there, and he is extreme. He's done a bunch of collaborations with some channels like Red Poppy Ranch. Has got some great. Just recently, he was out there running an excavator for Heath up there, doing a main line for him. If you guys don't know, hi Robin from Gossmania. If you guys don't have a subscription to his channel, you need to click on that and get it. He's got some great stuff. He's always got some great advice coming from a home builder's perspective.
Well, and I want to say, especially for the homesteading community and everybody that wants to move in this direction, having having made the move twice in my life and knowing just how difficult it is and how many pitfalls there are, if somebody's moving this direction, feel free to send me send me an email and let's talk. If there's anything I can do, or if you want me to go look at a piece of property or help you navigate the county website or put a list together of things that you should look at, whatever I can do, if you're moving this direction, I want to save as much headache and hassle as possible.
Yes.
As a quick phone call, 10 minutes of my time could save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And so, and I truly believe what goes around comes around. So if I can help, send me an email or whatever, and I'd be happy to talk to you.
Fantastic. Thanks for all that. We have some great questions up here. I don't know if you're watching the chat rolling through there at all, Josh, while we're talking.
I'm just all I've got is your sexy voice.
Okay. Well, I forgot to mention that Shelby from North Country Off-Grid is a fantastic realtor, and she grew up in Priest River, where we are going to be relocating, hopefully sooner than later, if I can get my wife to agree to it. Shelby's a great realtor. She knows the area. She knows the people, and she is one of those honest people that care about what you're looking for to help you and walk you through it. And Jeremy from Living the Dream threw something out there again and was talking about make sure you look into your easements and access rights. I don't know how many stories you can probably tell, Josh, about people buying property sight unseen that was landlocked, but Chad from North Country, he had a video last... when did you put that up, Chad? There was a guy that bought that property north of you. That was last fall, I think. Was it, or December when you put that up? I've got a couple guys. I put up a video about a guy that cut a road through somebody's property without authority, without permission to his place. He did not have an easement right. So, yeah, look at all that stuff and make sure you. And Jeremy was talking. He just kind of went through a little issue with that. He had to double check. He had done his homework. But he had a neighbor raise an issue that doesn't sound like she totally knew what she was talking about. She was only half right. So he had to go back and double check and make sure he was right. And I can't wait for him to put that video out. Hurry up, Jeremy, put that video out. But, yeah, man, all of that stuff. Property rights are different there compared to a lot of places. You need to know what you're getting into. You need to know, you got to plan ahead. You got to know that if you're going to be off grid and there's not an existing solar system already there or a well, you got to plan ahead and know it's going to cost you, 15, 20 grand for a well if you got to go deep for it, and it's going to cost you, 15 grand for a decent solar system. So, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, well, Shelby's a great realtor.
It's always good to talk to you. I better run.
Okay.
I'll let you go do your thing, and if there's anything you need. You got my number, give me a call.
Well, I'm going to need a job in a year, so I'll be hitting you up again.
10-4, I'll start shopping for cranes.
I got a guy in Missouri, Montana that has one for sale, so maybe we can talk about that. But thanks for coming in, man. That was
Have a great night. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate it.
See you, bye.
All right, man. Oh, that was super, super cool, guys. That was awesome. I hadn't even thought about that. About calling somebody. Hey, you know what? He suggested it, and I hadn't even thought about doing something like that. That's fantastic. So, anyway, guys, yeah, great interview there with Josh Pilch from Central Mountain Homesteading. He's got some great stuff and great videos, guys. I would highly recommend you go watch his stuff. And he's always got a little tidbit of information, some advice on to what to look for and what to watch out for. I highly recommend going and checking Josh. He's a good dude. So, Samson Farms. Let's see. Hey, Rattletrap. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. Yeah, Chris, you watched that one too, right? Shelby, I thought you said that you grew up in Priest River, or you spent a lot of. Did you go to high school in Priest River? I forget. I thought we had a chat about that. I'm sorry. I swear I thought you said that you had grown up in Priest River. You just spent a lot of time up there or something. I forget what that was about. So I'm sorry if that was the case. So you grew up in Coeur d'Alene. All right. well, that's 45 minutes south of that. Thanks for popping in, Rattletrap. I'd have probably hit you up on your live. I just, I was finishing up my truck, so had to get my truck all ready for our trip in 3 weeks. So, you gonna pop in?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're silly. All right, Chris. There's
I can't see myself. Oh.
There we go. Let me scoot over a little bit here.
Good.
All right, guys. There you are. That's all they can see is just the top half of your face.
Did Chris get a shot?
He did.
Oh, good.
So let me see if I can spread this out a
Hello,
little bit.
everyone. How come we can't hear ourselves?
Well, you're not going to be able to, because I have the speaker turned down. That way, it doesn't. You get a reverberation.
Oh,
If I turn the speakers
okay.
up, they'll get this wah wah wah. It's really bad.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
so Chris in here, yeah, Chad and Shelby's in here. Miss Country Off Grid is in here. That's Shelby. So, hey, Jeremy says hi,
Hello.
and there's Karen. Elin loved hers. Aw,
Oh, good. I'm glad.
that was something special. And Mom My Knee is in the house. She's saying hi.
Hello.
So yeah, she drugged me around all over the place this weekend. We went to family and whatnot, and hanging out with friends and all that stuff. So I didn't get a whole lot done yesterday, but she let me work on the truck all day today. So I had to get a spare tire. I had to do all this and that. You gonna show them on Wednesday? Okay, Chris. So you start your live stream. I forget what time, Chris. I think it's 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern time, right, in Louisiana. So that means it's What did you learn the hard way, Jeremy? Because I know there's a little bit. There's only like about a 15-second delay between what I'm saying and if you guys seen it. So, anyway, okay. So Chris is going to show off all the stuff on Wednesday.
Oh my God.
So hopefully I won't be working late, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Nate. My son just walked in after surfing all day. That's one thing we're not going to be able to do in Idaho is go to the beach and go surfing. We'll go boating and go swimming in the rivers and the lakes, but little chilly. What's up, bud? Come on in.
How was it?
Um,
Did you guys go out?
Oh, Alan's in the house. She didn't know you were in here, Alan. Alan's in here too, chatting away.
Hey.
So,
Oh.
anyway, so Chris, I'm not sure what time you're going to start. I think it's usually 6 or 7
Was the water
p.m.
nice? Sorry.
That picks up audio
I
like
know,
crazy.
sorry.
So,
Was the water nice? Was it?
was it good? 60s in the 60s or was it in the 50s?
I don't know. He took me out. I got a wetsuit. I don't have.
Oh, so you got wetsuits. So you guys weren't even cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's cool.
amazing.
Yeah, right on. Cool. And my son went surfing with his bud today, and the water is still a little chilly down here. But anyway, Karen from the Busy Little House says hi, Nate. Karen, you were surfing. Where were you surfing at? In your dreams, I got you. All right. So Chad asked, I mentioned, and Josh called and meant to answer that question. Chad, I'm hoping when my daughter finishes nursing school next June, is it May or June? She should be done in May, right?
May.
In May, I'm hoping if we have paid off all of our bills and our debt from our remodel and whatnot, if we're completely debt free and I have been able to purchase a tractor, that we will be up there next summer. That's my hope and my dream. My son is not sure. He'll be a sophomore this next year for school, and he's probably going to go to the local community college for that. And he's not sure where he wants to go. And he's actually seriously been mentioning Boise State, which makes me very happy. So, if that's the case, if we have the money, and we're ready to do it because the work down here is really, really good. We're talking about next summer, but it might not be. Having a chat with that retired fireman, I was telling him, it's going to take Olivia 3 more years from right now to be vested with her pension for the school district. And if we wait that long just for that pension, it'll be $460 a month. So, I mean, $460 is not a tiny bit, but it's not. I don't think I can wait 3 years just for $460. Where if she goes up there and works for the school district up there in Idaho, or gets to the job for the city or whatever, and she starts up another pension, she'll have 10 years working a new pension up there, and she'll be vested, and we'll be able to retire up there in 12 more years. So I'm thinking it's not worth it to wait here for 2 more years just for that $460 a month. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, Chris, so 10 Eastern, 9 Central. 10 Eastern is going to be, is it 3 hours different? I'm pretty sure it's 4.
3.
It's 3? So 7 p.m.? Okay, Chris, we will be here 7 p.m. on Wednesday, ready to receive your transmission across the internet waves. Can't wait to see it. Robin's Tiny Home said, hey, thank you very much. Thanks for popping in. Karen, I've been having chat with God for a while now, and eventually I'm going to put up a little video and talk about how God provided this place for us. It was a God deal, the way we got our property. It's an amazing story. I was not working hard and trying to force this purchase in any way, shape, or form. Every step of the way, it was, your will be done, God, not mine. If it's going to happen, then great. If not, I am not going to be upset about it, and you're going to provide something else, and I will wait upon the Lord. And that's what we did. And it took us, was it 7 months? Actually, see, we put a bid in July when we went up to see that place. So July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 11 months. It was an 11-month process from when we first saw the property and put our first bid in. We lost it 3 times, and we signed paperwork last year in May. We flew up there and signed paperwork, and we got the place. So it's a crazy story, you guys. When I talk about God's faithfulness, it's amazing what God does. I mean, if you trust Him and let Him take control and let Him take the wheel, it's pretty fun and amazing to see what He does. So. A fantastic example is Chris from Single Dad Homestead, watching him and just his channel explode and come alive, and he is totally trusting God to take control of everything that's happening, and look how God's blessing Chris and his channel and everything that's happening with him. So and the church is rallying around. Let's talk about church for a few minutes, guys. Chris, I know you talked about this with Big Bear Homestead last week. And my daughter called right when you started talking about churches, and I had to mute you, and I had to talk, and I talked to my daughter, which was totally fine. But I missed everything that you said. But this has been a conversation I've been having with some other friends. So let's talk about church real quick. A lot of you don't want to go to a church anymore. I get it. I completely agree. And there's a reason for that. Now, I'm going to make a little differentiation, and some of you might not like to hear this, okay? There is a misconception with somebody that's not as, let's say, how do I say this diplomatically? Somebody that's not necessarily versed in everything that the Bible says thinks that they have to go to church to be saved. That is not the case. A church does not save you. And my apologies if you're Catholic, or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you right now that they say that you are only saved through the Catholic Church. The Bible doesn't say that. You are not saved through a church. You are not saved through the Watchtower. You are not saved through a temple. The Bible is very, Jesus is very clear. You are saved by grace. By faith you are saved. Repent, be baptized for the forgiveness of your sins, and you will receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. You are saved through faith in Jesus Christ and what He did for you on the cross. That's it. You don't have to do anything. It's a free gift. That's what's amazing about Christianity, and why Christianity is different from every other religion. And that's why every other religion hates Christianity, because Christianity is the only one that claims. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father through me. Okay, preaching over. Churches are getting worse and worse. Churches suck. Yes. Man-made religion. Thank you, Karen. Yes. Man-made boxes. Amen. Absolutely. Hey, Evan. Thanks for popping in, brother. Thank you. That's a fellow crane operator friend of mine, and we've been talking about that crane that went over in Dallas today. We've worked on jobs together out here in California. Thanks. And he knows how to spell my name with one T. So, Evan, just so you know, Busy Lounge, that's Karen. She's a lady that's got 3 kids and just a fantastic channel. All these people are fantastic channels. These are all really good people that are in here. So if you want to subscribe to really, really awesome channels with great content, every single one of these people in here are people I subscribe to and are just fantastic people. So you could totally dive into all these channels and you would not be bored in any way. So let's talk about the church. You know what Jesus said? In Revelations to Paul, the Revelation to Paul, it talks. There's 7 churches, 7 candlesticks, and talking about the Laodicean church, how it's going to be full of deception. And it'll be full of people with itching ears that don't want to listen to the truth, that they all want to listen to what they want to hear. And gosh, there was that pastor, who was that Hispanic preacher? I want to say it was right here in Los Angeles. It was just arrested this last week, and they have like 1 million followers in this church. He got arrested for, I hate to say it, guys, for sex crimes with children. Saying it was the light, something about the light of the way or something. And he had satellite churches down in Mexico and all these different places. He got arrested, and the guy was, living the dream with money and Rolls Royces, but he was, wearing expensive suits, and he was, and you know what? That is such that kind of stuff is what pisses people off. That scares people away. I don't want to go to church. So all they do is ask for money. And then I see the pastor drive off in a Mercedes. What kind of hypocrisy is that? You guys can probably tell I'm a little passionate about this. Yeah, the church is full of deception. And Jesus said it was going to happen in the end of days. We are in the end of days, guys. And if anything, as depressing as that is, it's also exciting to know that's one of the signs of the end of days, that we're close to, Jesus is standing at the door. The rapture of the church is going to be happening. It's going to be happening soon. We may never get to Idaho, honestly. I kind of have a weird feeling about that, but that's a whole other point. So guys, this whole thing about church and not going to church, I totally get it. I get, these churches, they're full of just garbage, full of evil, full of deception. Is it the Lutheran Church or the Methodist Church? I think it's, is it the United Methodists that are about to have a giant split because there is a whole section of the church that was ordaining homosexuals as ministers? And I know some of you might not like saying that, but the Bible's clear on that too. There's just a lot of deception happening, and when you have people that are really honestly seeking seeking people, genuine good Christian people, they're looking for that community with each other. The Bible's really clear, and this is what I wanted to put in the chat last week, Chris, with you on your discussion of the church, is that Paul talks about how we're all part of the body of Christ. The leg can't say to the head, "I don't need you," or the eyeball can't say to the finger, "I don't need you. You're just a finger. I'm the eyeball." So some of you are going to not like what I'm going to say. There are no such thing as a Lone Ranger Christian. You can go it alone for a while, and maybe if you have, maybe you hold church with your family, and you've got some, people in your family. That's cool. Where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I am in your midst. So that works. But gosh, yes, we are the temple. The Holy Spirit indwells us, individuals. We are now. Jesus is our intercessor. Jesus is our high priest. We don't need a high priest or any other priest. We can go directly to God with prayer. He hears our prayers because Jesus is our intercessor. That's the fantastic thing. When Jesus died on the cross, the veil of the temple was torn in two. We no longer needed anybody to intercede for us. We can pray directly to God, the creator of the universe. That's the fantastic thing. So church, guys, we need community. We need this community. And this is... okay, what did you say, Chris? Not the church, the false religion. Yes, I agree. I agree. There are many, and Jesus said that was going to happen. That in the end times, there were going to be many false Christs and many false churches, people claiming to be Jesus, and they're not, and they're representative of Jesus, and getting their words directly from Jesus, or that loose of the loose of the world church. That guy that just got arrested said that he was an apostle of Christ. The Bible is clear. An apostle, the only apostle that can exist, is somebody that actually saw Christ with their own eyes. So the original 12 apostles were the only ones that were actual true apostles. There are no more apostles. We have God's written word in the Holy Bible. That is all we need, is His word right there. We have everything that we have. They didn't have that back then. They had the apostles. Now we have everything in the book, right? So the church, but we still need community. We need each other. We need one of my it might sound weird to some of you. I apologize if it does, but one of my gifts is service. I love serving people. I love helping people. I love to... Yes, thank you. Life with a Table Full. Thanks for coming in tonight. Fantastic. We are the body of Christ, and we don't function properly without the rest of the body. Amen. Thank you. Matthew 18:20. Thank you for that. Yes, people are waking up, and people are using... And that's why I have dedicated... my channel and everything that I do is to be for God's glory. So if at any point you guys ever see me, I will open this up to all, because you guys are like my core group. All of you that we are in each other's live streams. I'm friends with all you guys. I'm going to meet half of you in person. The other half of you, I hope to meet someday. Go to a meetup out there in the back east, and we'll shake each other's hands. I don't know. Life with a Table Full. I've been doing them for about 10 weeks or so now, every Sunday at 7. My channel's not big enough where I can do a community tab, and that way I can put up a notification 3 or 4 days ahead of time. But if you don't have the bell turned on the subscription to my channel, you might not get the notification in time. So I don't know if your bell is turned on or not. I know that I have my bell turned on all of these, all of my the people I'm subscribed with here. I don't know if I have your bell, honestly, I don't know if I have your bell turned on yet or not, but anyway, this is the church right here, and this is what we're doing, is we're doing church, and I can't wait to get up there, and we're going to have our meetup in North Idaho, and this was the fun part. I don't know if Chad and Shelby are still in here or not, but they were kind of I've been talking with Jeremy from Living the Dream. Oh, there you are, yep, yeah, Chad's still in here. Yeah. People go to church, but they don't open the Bible. You are absolutely right about that. And oh man, yeah. Sorry guys, I've been kind of, I'm not ignoring your comments, but I got so passionate into that little bit right there. Adkins family, thanks for coming in today. Thanks for coming in tonight. I mean, thank you for all that. I'm just gonna go back here real quick. You know what, Chris? You want to go to church, but yes, we are the church. We are the church right here. So, and that's what it's going to take, I think. Oh, Life with a Table Full. Yeah, you'll have to go to. You'll have to get together with. Go to like Arms Family Homestead and Keeping It Dutch. You'll have to try and meet up with one of those guys in one of their meetups over there. You're closer to them than you are to us. So, I'm going to chat about our meetup here in just a second. So. But that church, I hope to find a good church, a good community up there that's good and straight and honest and good people, and it's got some good Bible teaching. And that's what I've heard that over and over and over these days, is I just can't find a church that has good, solid Bible teaching. And if you find one, and I hope to find one up there, if I can't, I just might have to start my own. Not my own, sorry, not my own, but I might have to start one. So, anyway. So what I missed. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for the let me read what you got here real quick. I'm passionate, Karen. I'm just passionate, and this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be fun. Our meetup up there. But number one fear is public speaking. I get really nervous in front of people, and I know we have 18 in the house right now. And I know you're all out there, but it's just different. I'm talking to the camera, and I'm reading your comments, and there's a delay, so I know it's real, but it's not totally real until I'm looking at all of you right here. So it's going to be interesting. Jeremy's the same way. He's like, yeah, public speaking's a little nerve-wracking, but you said you were challenging leaders of the churches to take the church to those that need it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have been absolutely passionate about supporting missions and supporting our missionaries. I've done tons of missions trips with our church. I've gone on mission trips myself. I grew up in Puerto Rico with a couple of for about 2 years when I was a kid. My dad's a pastor, and just great stuff. But you absolutely, we are all. Jesus, one of the last things he said to the apostles before he was taken up into heaven was, go into all the ends of the earth and spread the word, give the good news, teach the gospel, share with them the gospel. And so we have to do that. He calls us to be ambassadors. We are ambassadors. Every one of us is an ambassador wherever we're at. So if I highly, and we all have to share it to whatever extent, whatever capacity we have. We are called by Jesus to share our faith with those around us. And you're not going to be able to do that unless you have community. You're not going to be able to do that unless you're interacting with people. And we haven't even had our meetup in Idaho. We're not even up in Idaho full time yet. And I've already had fantastic conversations with a number of people. Jeremy from Living the Dream Homestead, fantastic brother. He's a brother in Christ as well. We've had some fantastic talks about this. He's like Chris. He's kind of disgusted with a lot of the churches too, just as I am. The church we're actually going to, we're serving at, I'm not super happy with the way they do things there. But the bottom line is that people are getting baptized almost every Sunday at our church. People are accepting Christ and finding faith and accepting and following the narrow way. And that's really the bottom line, is people are being saved. So you go into a church where they're not baptizing people and people aren't being saved, I'm going to question, are they really fulfilling the Great Commission there? So you go rinse that bad boy off?
No, I'm going to repaint it.
You're going to repaint it?
Yeah.
With what?
This is the one that I don't use. I just want to repaint it. And
you got to use the right kind of paint, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have blue? Oh, do you use Zinca today?
Yeah.
Oh, you have it on your eye socket?
Yeah.
All right, sorry I got distracted. My son was gone all day today. So anyway. Robin's Tiny Homestead, we go to a Christian church, Eastside Christian Church down in Anaheim, California. That's where I met my wife 27 years ago. We met at the college group on a Wednesday night, and I saw her bouncing across the grass, playing volleyball, and the Bible study for the college group, and it was over. My life was over, or it had just begun. So we met at church, and we've been going to that church. We did take a little break from there for a number of years. We took our kids. Church went through some changes. For about 7 years, we went to a different church that had some great kids programs, some junior high and high school ministries, where our kids thrived in that and got grounded. And then now they're in college, and the church we go to now has a great college group. So we're back to Eastside. That's where we're at for the college group. I could talk to you a lot more about that later. Maybe I'll have a talk about, if we really want to get into a talk about different kinds of churches. There's that whole seeker-friendly movement where churches put on big displays and have rock bands and smoke and mirrors, and they're just trying to make it fun for people, like a big movie experience. Yeah, I'm not really into that, and that's kind of the way the churches we are at right now. But we're serving, so anyway, okay. Moving on. Oh yeah, tell me about it, Karen. I'll tell you what, the peace in my heart when I'm up in Idaho on our property. Oh my goodness. So back to Chad's question, when are we going to be up there full time? We're hoping next summer. I'm hoping next summer. My wife is more like 3 years now, more like 3 years. I think she's a little nervous about moving up there, and rightfully so. She's grown up. She was born and raised down here in the city in Southern California. Me being the country boy, I'm ready to go now. But we just got to get some bills paid off. We both have great jobs. Once we do that, and it's just a matter of time. The minute we have our bills paid off and I have that tractor, it'll just kind of depend on what our kids are doing and trying to help them out. And we definitely don't want to move in the wintertime. because I got a lot of things to do up there. So we're probably going to be moving in, you know, spring, June, something like that. So, okay, that meetup. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not either, Samson Farms. All that stuff's just a little bit too... All right, thank you, Life with a Table Full. Absolutely. I tend to wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I have foot and mouth disease, so I'll tend to say things. It's a lot easier to speak my mind to you guys on a camera than it will be in person, but I won't shy away from that either. So so let's talk. It's actually a good church, Robbins. It is a good one. McClendon, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yahshua is Yahshua is the Jewish name for God, absolutely. I think some of my favorite people in the world are Messianic Jews. I follow a guy. So all of you, okay. So Samson's and Life of the Table. Hey, John Primo. Yeah, John, it could be. Sometimes it can be. It can be, you know, smoke and mirrors. It could be deception sometimes. But Samson, no, we're not. No, don't be calling the squirrel. No squirrels tonight. We're not talking about tractors tonight. I'm not going to do it because then we'll be here for another 2 hours. Smoke and mirrors, yeah, it could be. But people are getting baptized and being saved. And lives, drug addicts and alcoholics are having their lives changed. People that have lost loved ones and divorced people are finding faith. And so I know that God is working in our church. And you know what? I used to be very, very critical of a lot of churches. And I kind of came, because I used to come from a Church of Christ background, which was really, really legalistic. And so I used to be very judgmental and critical. And I honestly didn't have any place to be. Honestly, I was nobody, and I was a sinful man. Still, I'm a sinful man. But I used to be very, very critical of churches that weren't fitting the model of, you know, of what I thought was a perfect church, the right kind of service, the right kind of pastor, the right kind of missions and whatnot. And I kind of backed off a little bit on that. And you know what? If people are being saved and they are finding faith in God and they are being baptized and putting their faith in Christ, I have to overlook some of that stuff. And you know, when the apostles were walking with Jesus and they were asking him about, hey, what about those guys over there? Those guys over there are preaching the gospel. They're teaching Jesus, but they're doing it for monetary gains, or they've got the wrong motives. And he's like, you know what? It might be for the wrong motives, but do not stop the preaching of the gospel, although it may be for the wrong motives. Let the gospel still be shared and taught. And a perfect example of what Jesus is talking about is, I had a friend of mine whose parents, and I know a lot of you guys probably know who Benny Hinn is, right? He's the gospel preacher that gets up there and he's you know, I heal you in the name of Jesus, and people are falling over. People are passing out and fainting, and he's supposedly healing these people. And then after the service, he has his bodyguards walk him to his Mercedes limo, and they drive away. Total false Christ, false gospel, false prophet. And yet my friend's parents had watched him and put their faith in Christ and became Christians. But they had gone to a Christian church for discipleship. They didn't go to his church because that's was he down in I don't know where he's at. Was he down here in Southern California? Anyway, Benny Hinn, false gospel, false Christ, and yet the gospel was the message was still preached, that Jesus was preached, and they put their faith in Christ and they are saved. I am convinced that they're saved today. So that's a good example of. Yeah, we can be, Karen, oh gosh, I would love to hear that story. That is fantastic. I would love to hear your story, Karen. Ooh, I have goosebumps. I love that. Then you dragged him to the country. That's great. I have to, you can get my email, Karen. I'd love to hear you and your husband's testimony. That's fantastic. I love those stories. That's great. Okay. Oh, let's see. John, you were currently John earlier. You were table. Let's see. Table full in the woods. Okay. John Primo. I see you as John Primo. Not Life with a Table Full. Wait a minute. Cool. Thanks, Jeremy. I'll see you in a minute. You've been uploading a garden tour for 2 days. Now you need some sun. So, Chris, I cannot wait till you dive into the hydroelectric. Did you contact that guy down there in Tennessee? Did you contact that guy? He's a Christian guy down there, and he'll take care of you. Sorry, Jeremy, I saw your message. I'll get back to it in a second here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Langston's Alternative Power. So Langston's Alternative Power has a YouTube channel. I'm going to throw that up there again for you guys. Anybody who's interested in hydroelectric, Langston's Alternative Power. Any of you guys that have year-round water on your property like I do and Chris does, Chris has an awesome stream. I finally got to see Chris's stream, and he's got some pretty good fall on his stream and some nice volume. He's going to have a nice hydroelectric. Chris, I don't know if you've talked to anybody yet or not. I know you just went off grid with solar. I would highly urge you, unless you're not going to do micro hydro for a while, for another year or two, I would highly urge you to not do anything else with your solar until you start getting that hydro going. Because what I saw in your video the other day, it looks to me like you got enough to do 1,000 watts easy. I know you've been looking at it. I know you've been talking about it. So, okay, I know I'm way behind in comments. Let me... Okay. Hey, Dave! Imaginator Wood is in the house. Awesome. And you grew up Messianic. That's great stuff. I love it. Busy Imaginator Wood is in the house. Thanks for coming in, Dave. Appreciate it. We have 4 weeks to go, Dave, and we're going to be doing our meetup. I can't wait. So I've been trying to talk to... I know Chad and Shelby, I don't know if they're still in here or not. I had some news for you guys. I had... Let's see here. Chris is in here. I don't know if Chad and Shelby are still in here. I wanted to tell them too, but I can text them a little bit later. So for our meetup in North Idaho, I had a let's see, Sand Hollow Homestead. Let me put them up there too. They're a pretty neat channel. Whoops, excuse me here. Let's see, Sand Hollow. There we go. So you guys go check out Sand Hollow Homestead. They're a really neat channel. They're down in southern Idaho, and they had emailed me. Yeah, it really is. I'm kind of panicking. We're still working on shirts, Dave. I just finally got confirmation from the last 2 channels last weekend, and I've been trying to get sizes from everybody. And my wife's working away on it. She's done with school for the next 2 months. She's off of school for the summer, so she's going to be working like a fiend on those shirts for us. But I had this Sand Hollow Homestead reach out to me, and they wanted to be part of the planning committee for next year's event. They're like, well, but they were super nice. They're like, well, we don't want to, we don't want to intrude if that would cause a conflict. I know it's just North Idaho people. I'm like, you know what? No. Yeah, it is only just YouTube channels. So we have 16 channels right now, guys, and there's at least 6 channels that aren't not coming, that are North Idaho only. We're all tripping at how many of us are up there in North Idaho, how many actual YouTube channels, and big ones too. So, hey, Sand Hollow made it in here. Hey, fantastic. There they are, guys. Go check out Sand Hollow Homestead. They got a really neat channel. Okay, cool. 30 seconds behind, so thank you, Karen, for that. I appreciate it. Right now I got an orange bar up there. I had a green bar for my stream health. It's popped down to an orange, but it's not red. So I know it hit red for a second a while back. I'm not sure why. You know what? I wonder. Ooh, I have my Wi-Fi turned on. I wonder if that'll help. I gotta shut all those doors. Thank you. All right.
I want to close that window.
What window?
Oh, I thought you had it open.
Okay. We gotta turn the air conditioning on here.
Oh shoot.
He's gonna sand tonight?
What's open? There's something open.
Yeah, I think so. So my son decided he's gonna sand and paint his surfboard right now during my live stream. Okay. So we're closing up windows. Anyway, yeah, Dave, you're right. Idaho has great people. Our cabin in the woods, Oklahoma, is in the house. Right on. I was born in Muskogee, guys. Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods has got a great channel too. I've watched a couple of their videos. They got some good stuff over there. Anyway, oh gosh, all you messianics, you know, Revelation says that when Jesus is Jesus is reigning here on the earth, after he sets foot on the ground, that all of us Gentiles are going to be following you, all you messianics around with two of you, one on each coattail. I mean, it's just to think that you guys through the Jewish. Anyway, oh gosh, that's a whole rabbit hole. Let's not go down that path. I love it. Anyway, yeah, so guys, go check out those channels. If you guys aren't subscribed to all those other channels out there, Life with a Table Full. Let's see who else we got in here. This is great. So anyway, so we got Sand Hollow. Hey, you're in the chat? Are you guys gonna bring a goose? That was what they were talking about. Was gifting a goose for our raffle. So far for our giveaway, we have Chad and Shelby are bringing a goat. We have Homesteading Family have not confirmed what they're bringing yet. They're considering a lamb or 10 meat chickens. And then we have another channel. They raise meat chickens and meat rabbits, and they were considering bringing some meat rabbits. And but they were concerned that they wouldn't survive the trip. I don't think they're more than a couple hours away from where we're going to have it in Priest River. But I said, yeah, throw them in a box. They'll be fine. She goes, oh, they might be dead. I said, well, why don't you just bring them dressed out on ice then? And that would be fresh meat for somebody. She got a kick out of that. But anyway, and then we still got, yeah, us fat guys use boogie boards, Dave. Like me, I can't get up on a surfboard. I never could get up on a surfboard. I tried a few times. I can't even get up on a paddleboard, which is what I want to do in Pend Oreille Lake some days. We're gonna have paddle boards. We're gonna paddle around on those things. I'm gonna learn. Anyway, so we've got all that stuff confirmed. So where'd you guys go? Sand Hollow. So do you guys have you guys decided for? Hey, Eric popped in the house. All right, no problem, Chris. If you drop, you drop. Everybody's doing great, Eric. Thanks for popping in. And you're raining in Michigan. Man, I wish it would rain down here. It's getting hot and dry down here. If anybody doesn't know about Outdoors with Eric, go check out his channel. He's been putting up a lot of videos about trespassers. He's been having an issue with trespassers. Eric, it's killing me, dude. How come you didn't chase after that guy? You saw him on your property. I'd have chased after the guy. Well, maybe you don't know if he had a weapon or not. I'm not sure what the weapon laws are like in Michigan. So I don't think you really talk much about that. But I know if it had been me, I'd have been in that guy's face if it was on my property. So great videos, bro. I want to see some resolution, though. I want to see it finalized. Either that guy goes to jail or you get in his face and we see him and you're able to run him off. I want to know. I want to see what happens. Okay, so Outdoors with Eric, he's had an issue with trespassers and he's been putting those videos up. It's pretty fun. I like the dramatization of it. So anyway, so that's the latest as far as our meetup coming up there in Idaho. We've got a solid 40 people coming. Actually, with Sand Hollow Homestead, that's going to be like 26, maybe 28 adults with like 16 or more kids. So we're going to be over 40. The venue we have. The owner said it's 38 people, maybe 40, but we can spill out onto the deck and the patio if we need to. He said no problem, we'll handle it. So when we go to this place, guys, I'm really hoping that we all leave giant monster tips and everybody buys a full meal from this guy and just makes his Sunday one of the most profitable days he's had in a long time, because he's been nothing but fantastic. And Jeremy from Living the Dream Homestead has been negotiating and coordinating that whole thing with the restaurant up there and getting that set up. He's like boots on the ground. I'm the guy. I'm the eye in the sky doing the internet and the reach out, and he's doing the legwork. He's going to be checking into some venues for next year for our meetup. Our actually going to be a big event. We want to do a Baker Creek style event, so that's what we're hoping to plan. Sand Hollow is going to come all the way from South Idaho. They're going to make that trip up there, and they're going to be part of the planning committee for that. So I can't wait. We are super excited. So, Jeremy, I know you were in there. I don't know if you're back or not, but go check out. I think I just told Jeremy, Sand Hollow Homestead, it's Jeremy from Living the Dream Homestead. He's my brother in crime on this whole deal, my partner in crime on this. So, hey, TR Niriex, I think that's how I pronounce that right. TR Niriex. I hope I pronounced that. Is that right? Yeah, Mom, I need that. It is going to be a party. It's going to be fun. Honestly, I'm a little anxious about it because it's a little overwhelming. But who was telling me just go with it and it'll be fine? I forget who that was. They said that. They left that comment early. At this point, it's in God's hands. We're gonna have to just go with it. We're gonna have a little quick chat and meet and greet, have a round table. You know, what's your channel doing? What are you all about? And I'll give it a quick little spiel about my vision for the future and this whole idea of community. And Jeremy will have his things to say, and we'll open it up for just a chat. And then we're gonna dive into a raffle, and we're gonna give away all these gifts that people are bringing. And then, hey, Garden Makeover, thanks for coming in, Teresa. I think I remembered that right, Teresa? Is that Teresa? Okay, I got to check the list. I'm sorry, Garden Makeover. Where did you go? It's Teresa. I know it's Teresa. Yes, there you are, Teresa. I got it right. I remembered. Okay. Thanks for popping in. So we were just talking about, we've been talking about church and going to church and not and whatnot tonight, Teresa. So we've had some great conversation already tonight. Anyway, that's right. You said that. Build it and people will come. It's an Idaho party. Well, so, okay, Dave, it's, well, since you mentioned it, Dave, I had a conversation with an Idaho person and was expressing their a little anxiety about a large group. So I know that Idaho is has lots and lots of people that would rather not be around people. And there's actually a few YouTube channels that I know of that would prefer not to be around people. So what could go wrong? Well, I know there is one channel that's not going to be coming. They're too busy. They're not going to be able to make it. They got a lot going on. And so there are other channels that prefer not to engage in community. They just flat out don't do community and have said so. We can just leave it at that. So what could go wrong in Idaho? Well, you know what? Idaho is full of interesting, fascinating people, and they're not all about community, not all of them. So that's fine. We got enough to have a fantastic community. So once we get this thing off the ground and we plan next year's event, we'll open it up to all the non-YouTube people, all of the homesteaders, off-gridders, the preppers, the farmers, the alpaca farmers, all those people, and it's going to be a big party. But we're already learning lessons with drama. Jeremy and I have been diving down the rabbit holes with drama amongst YouTube channels. And I'll just leave it at that. No, they're not from California either. Dave, you're coming from California. You're just saying that because I'm stuck in California. I'm not living up there with you guys yet, full time. I'm coming though. I'm coming. I love it. I love it. You guys are fun. I love people that can dish it out and can take it. I hope you can take it. If I say something that's a little too offensive, just tell me that was a little too offensive, and I'll say sorry. All right, Karen, thank you so much. When are you going to do your next live stream, Karen? We want to all be there and rally around you. So you got to email me. You can get my email address and let me know directly, and I'll do everything I can to make sure I'm there to be a mod for you and watch out. Or I don't know how you can announce it and let us all know that you're going to be going live. But I've got your bell turned on, so when you go live, Karen, we're going to be there to moderate for you. I don't know if you guys know Karen from Busy Little House. She's got a great channel, fun homesteading, Just fantastic, beautiful kids. And her first live stream was just, some of you guys weren't in here last week when we were talking about this. And, the Trolls founder, her first live stream, and they were horrendous, but we hammered the crap out of those trolls, and we were there for Karen. But then she got, I guess, a really, really bad comment or multiple comments after the stream had finished, and somebody left comments on there, and so she was really bothered by that, and we were trying to encourage her. So if you guys would go check out The Busy Little House and subscribe to Karen. She's got a fantastic channel, very, very real, down-to-earth people, great content, and help her out, guys. I would love that. She would love that. She would appreciate it. So, if you guys don't know each other in here, hey, Wildcats in the house, all the way from Germany. It's like 7 or 8 o'clock in Germany, Monday morning again. Life with a table full. No. I'm not doing a meetup for people that don't like people. I invited YouTube channels, and there were some YouTube channels that don't like a lot of people. So I would be very, very clear. It was they don't like a lot. They don't like large groups. They like people, but they don't like large groups. So, but there is a big channel that refuses to do community with anybody. I know some people have actually talked to them before, and they just refuse to engage with people because they. I'm just going to throw this out there and leave it and let it lie and let you guys chew on that and stew on this. They stated to a friend of mine that they did not want to do collaborations with other channels in order to avoid guilty by association. Okay? So that is an issue, on a serious note, that Jeremy and I are delving into and diving into right now. Is we're going to just go with it, and we're easygoing, and we're not going to try and control every little thing that everybody does. But if a turd enters a group, we're going to flush the turd. It's as simple as that. We're not going to tolerate somebody coming in and being a troll. We're there for our intention is to develop community and provide, create a forum for people to make contacts with one another and to get to know people and develop friendships and relationships. And that is that is our desire. And that's it. And if somebody doesn't want that, then you don't have to participate. Go your own way. If we have an event and you want to come and buy, Huckleberry Jam from one of our vendors or something, cool. You don't have to participate. So we're not telling people that. So the meeting, the event planning is going to be at the end of our meetup. We're doing the meetup and the raffle and the meet and greet and shake your hand and have fun and eating and all that stuff. That'll be the fun part. And then at those that want to stay and have a meeting about next year's event, we're inviting them to stay. I expect easily half the group to leave at that point. And maybe half the group will stay and want to put their input in as to how we formulate and put together. Because Idaho is kind of unique. It's a little different from the back east, different kinds of people. So anyway, okay, so there we go. I can't stand turds either, Eric. You know what? Screw the turds, Eric. A lot of people are, they're keyboard warriors. And that's what I was telling Karen is you can't take that personal. Hey, R5 Adventures popped in. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, McClendon. These are great channels to subscribe to. I'm not Dave. I'm not worrying. You know what? I'm not. I take that back. I'm thinking about it and I'm concerned about it, but I'm not worried about it. Okay? Because I feel like I'm 50. I've had enough life experience. I can see a turd coming, sloshing down the road a mile away. I have a pretty good feel for people. I think Jeremy does too. And Dave, hopefully you're going to be one of the channels that wants to stick around and help us do our event. At least put your 2 cents in. I know you got kids, and they're not going to want to sit around and talk for 3 hours. But if you try, if you can give us at least a little bit of input as to what you'd like to see or how you'd like to see it, and if you want to be on the committee, I'd love to have you. So we're thinking. This is just a thought. We're thinking about a committee of 5 people for an actual planning committee to walk it forward, and then have everybody's emails and phone numbers and texting and all that kind of stuff. So that's the plan. We're not worried about stuff, but we don't want to go in blind, because we know that when you get too many chiefs and not enough Indians, that things don't get done, and then things don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So we're concerned about that, and we just want to make sure we do it right. We don't want to make anybody mad and lose people because we didn't plan it. We want to make sure we plan it well enough. That's what I'm saying. So there we go. Anyway, yeah, smelling the turd. That's right. So let's see here. Yeah, Eric, you know what? You're in Michigan. I know you're a lot closer to Chris at Single Dad. We'd love to see you out here someday. So next year, if you just stay in touch with us, Chris, Eric, and watch what we're doing. We're going to do this big meetup. We're hoping to have a Baker Creek size event in here for the whole Pacific Northwest. We're gonna put the invite out on Facebook and Instagram, and I mean everything. It's going to be a blitz, and it'll be for Washington, Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, Montana. Well, maybe not California. There's some good people in Northern California. That really should be a different state, but that's what we're going to do, and we're going to really open it up to a lot of those different channels and a lot of people out there. So we're hoping to have a great big event that really satisfies everybody's desires for what they're looking for. So, and if it's big enough, something that big, hopefully you'd want to make a trip out here for that. And same thing like Baker Creek. I would love to go out there to that event next year. I know you guys are having some hootenannies and stuff going on out there. Different people are putting different meetups up. And depending on where you're at, if it's close enough, you go to those things and you meet locals and you network with them. So you can attest to that. Okay, cool. Yeah, you know what, Mom, my stream keeps going from orange to green. It's more orange than it is green. I'm not sure why. So the stream health is decent on my end. Nobody's complained about lagging a little bit yet, but my stream health is orange, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, cool. So you refreshed. I know. I wish I could go to all of the homesteads too. So you were lagging. Okay. Hey, Narrowway. I know that you're still working on that, and you're practicing film content. Oh, let me shut that door. Sorry, guys. My son decided to start sanding his surfboard and he left the door open. Sorry about that. So anyway, Narrowway, email me, dude, and I'll chat with you, and I'll share with you my limited experience, tell you what I have and haven't done. And I have videos that are 7 years old that I did with an old phone camera, and they're okay, but the Galaxy S9 that I have is what I've been doing all my stuff, and my family just gave me a camera for Father's Day, the new Canon M50, so I can tell you about pricing and whatnot, and kind of point you in the right direction. So anyway, cool. Thank you, Guard. Thank you, Teresa. Hey, Homestead Land, where are you guys located at, Homestead Land? Oh, so you're in Wyoming. Okay. Well, you're not too far away, Samson Farms. That's cool. Wyoming's not too bad. I have a buddy of mine that I worked with on a big job down here in California. He's actually right there, and he's really close to Yellowstone right there. So Wyoming's not too bad. So, hey, Mom Money, I know Two Family Homestead was in here earlier, and they're if you have a chance, all of you guys, if you don't know who Two Family Homestead is, Daryl and Sherry. They have, yeah, I like my Canon as well. I have something for that in a second. I have a comment for that Wildcat. There you go. I totally forgot what I was going to say. So I'll tell you what I was going to say, Wildcat. My son just bought a Sony, and it actually has way better video quality and has a wider angle and wider screen and whatnot. It has better features than this Canon. The Canon I got is great, but none of the Sonys have this flip around screen. So this flip around screen, you can flip it around, and while you're looking at you can see yourself in the screen and know where you are in the frame. So none of the Sonys you can't do that with. So this M50, I mean, $600, it's a big chunk, but the other cameras out there are $1,000, $1,500. This Canon M50 comes with this, it's a dual lens. It's a little bit of a telephoto as well as a wide angle, and it goes both ways. It's like the best all-around vlogging camera that they have on the market right now. For the price, for $600, you just can't beat it. It's a DSLR, which is a single mirror. The ones that have they're getting away from mirrors altogether. The Sonys are all digital, no mirrors now. So there's no dust in getting inside. They're fantastic. The cameras are just way great. So anyway, that Canon's a great deal for the price. It's been reviewed to death on like Wrangler Star. I know all you guys know who Wrangler Star is. He reviewed that camera and he's like, for the price, that's the best one. So GoPro, and you know what, Eric, your GoPro is great. Oh, your DJI Osmo Pocket. Okay. Oh, okay. I was doing my GoPro, Eric, but that GoPro just, I couldn't see myself exactly where I was at. And I wanted to make sure I have, they say that when you film yourself that you want to have yourself at least in the right spot in the view. When you get, and I think I've seen a couple of your videos, Eric, where we're seeing almost kind of like half your face a few times. I think you probably edit a lot of that stuff out, but sometimes that's what I'm afraid of, is not getting my face or getting exactly what I want in the frame properly. So that's the advantage to having that flip around screen. Hey, sweetie, come on in. Oh, she's back in the back. Okay, there's Jamie. Son's girlfriend walked in. But your stuff is great, Eric. I love your videos. Great stuff. Oh, you're teaching. Yep, still going, Jeremy. Just for a few more minutes. I was just talking about you too. I wasn't sure if you were in there and you were listening. So, Two Family Homestead. Hey, the Two Family Homestead's still in here. Oh, so that's what I was going to tell you. Let's see. Who was asking about that? Where did you go? Narrowway Farm. You were asking about somebody to talk to. Narrowway Farm. If you are not subscribed to Two Family Homestead, I need you to stop everything you're doing and go there right now. They're in the chat right now. Daryl's in here and he's chatting, and he will answer your questions. On Tuesday they have a Tuesday Tech Talk, and then Thursdays they have another it's a live stream. And then on Thursdays they do their channel wheel, and they will look at people's channels and give them up. I think I'm getting this right, Daryl. But Tuesday Tech Talks are fantastic. They will help you immensely with things. I learned so much on 2 or 3 of their live streams when people were asking questions about how to do this or how to do that. So Narrowway Farm, I highly recommend. I think it's Ty, right, at Narrowway Farm. Go check out Two Family Homestead and subscribe. Turn their bell on so you don't miss their live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're great. And then, hey, thank you, San Hollow Homestead. Thank you for coming in. Can't wait to see you guys and meet you guys. So San Hollow Homestead guys, they're coming all the way from South Idaho to come to our meetup in North Idaho in about 4 weeks. So they're going to make the trip up there. So I can't wait. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, I got to catch up here. What did you miss? Jeremy, I was talking about San Hollow Homestead. Give me 1 sec here. Yep, Two Family Home. Daryl, those guys are great. Fantastic, and they like to drive around to different. What I understand, Daryl and Sherry, they like to drive around in their RV to different meetups and stuff if they're close enough and they have time. So they I guess he did IT or something. What I understand, was a career computer geek, I guess, kind of like was it Mimsy's Garden? I think Anna was also a computer geek. I forget. Somebody else was a computer geek too. Those guys have forgotten more than I'll ever know. Okay, there you go, guys. Two Family Homestead Monday Night Live is their flagship show. Okay, Farm Alarm is going to be on. I do not know about Farm Alarm. Thank you, Daryl, for putting that up there. I'm going to check that out. Thank you, Karen. Hey, Karen, you came back. Thank you. So, okay, thank you, Karen, for coming in. Thank you very much. Let us know when you can do your live. Okay, do do whatever you can. Please email me. It's hiddenvalleyhomestead18@gmail. Email me and let me know when you're going to do your next live so I can be there for you. All of us, reach out and let us all know. Anyway, thank you, Life for Table Full. I know it's late. I'm going to be turning in here in a few more. So I got about 8 more minutes, guys. About 9 o'clock. I'm gonna shut it. Oh, my wife decided to pop back in. She was out there sanding a surfboard with my son. I totally hear you. Okay. Yeah, right on. It's Ty, right? Narrowway Farm. Did I write that down? I know I wrote you down here somewhere. Where did you go? Narrowway. Nope, I didn't write you. What was your first name, Narrowway Farm? Is it Ty? I forget. No, I have somebody else coming up for our Anyway, Jeremy, I think what I was talking about was they were in the chat. I think you popped out and they popped in with Sand Hollow Homestead. They had emailed and asked if they could bring a goose to donate for the raffle. I said, sure. They were afraid that we weren't going to let anybody from that was not a North Idaho channel go to the meetup. I'm like, I'm not going to turn anybody away. You guys want to make the trip up here? I ain't going to say no to that. We're pretty maxed out on T-shirts and whatnot, but we'll fit you in, and you guys will buy your meal and have at it. So anyway, cool. Farm Alarm. Thank you for that. Yes, he is the tech guru. He's fantastic. So yeah, you know what? Life with a Table Full is totally right. Yeah, Daryl is like the tech guru, and he is the patience that he demonstrates when explaining. And I've seen the same questions come up. I've seen enough of his live streams where the same people come in and ask the same question over and over. He is so nice, and he is so patient, and he answers those questions in a very, very nice way. And they are nice, good people. I love them. But you'll learn a ton from them. I would highly recommend Narrowway Farm also that you subscribe to Nick Nimmons and Roberto Blake, and those guys are sponsored by TubeBuddy, and they are. I know lately Jeremy and I have been watching a lot of Nick Nimmons, and some of the stuff is starting to be a little repetitive, but that's okay because I'll forget half the stuff that they talk about. But those guys are awesome. Go look at those channels, and you have any topic that you want, they'll teach it, and they're quick videos usually. Nick Nimmons has been doing a live stream. Hey, Angela. Angela's in the house. Angela is living the dream with Jeremy. Thank you for popping in. Well, that's funny. Angela and Olivia are both our better halves are both in the chat together. Olivia's always cold, Alan. Come on. Women are always cold. So that's why I'm afraid of moving up to Idaho. I got to make sure I have plenty of firewood for the winter time. So anyway, go check out Nick Nimmons, Narrowway Farm, and Roberto Blake, and those guys are they're going to teach you how to do thumbnails and how to get how long a video is to do, and just go check out Nick Nimmons. So and then make sure you follow Daryl and Sherry. So there was one other comment somebody made. I was gonna make a comment on. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. We're gonna be stopping tonight at 9. I was gonna try and go an hour tonight, and again, once again, probably I'm gonna blame it on you, Daryl. You and Jeremy. I'm gonna blame it on you and Jeremy. You guys have kept me talking longer than I wanted to. I was gonna go an hour tonight, but I have too much fun. There's too much community happening here. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's what I was going to say. Last week, when it went 3 hours, the last 2 weeks have gone 3 hours because and then like Chad and Shelby, he came in at the 2:45 mark. He was working on a pig pen all day long. If you guys haven't seen Chad and Shelby on North Country Off Grid, go check out their channel. He's got some great pig stuff up. He's chasing those little squealers around. It's a riot. He came in late last week. Man, oh man. I swear I was live streaming for the next 6. I only got 6 hours of sleep that night. I live streamed till I woke up the next morning. I woke up tired with a headache, and I had to go to work. It's all your fault. But I was just so pumped because all you guys were just we were just having such a great conversation and all this stuff. And You know, it's funny you say that, Wildcat. There was actually a Netflix three season series on that you know, the human race had been taken over by this lizard alien species. It was really gross and creepy. It was a good show too. So now you're saying just the women got taken over. They're lizards and we're not. I get it. They're cold-blooded. Okay, Daryl. All right. So you have watched enough of my live streams. You know the buzzword and know how to throw out the squirrel like Chris and Jeremy do. Thanks a lot. Oh gosh. Okay, let's talk about tractors for a few minutes. Just for a few minutes. Because Imagine Acre Wood, if you guys are subscribed to David up there, he just bought a tractor. And Dave, that is I love that scene, even though it was kind of long and some people would maybe think it's boring. For me, I imagine myself sitting on that tractor driving up your long road through the trees. I was in the moment in that video that you put up on that tractor. That was just fantastic. So anyway, thank you for putting that up. There's our tractor talk, Daryl. How's that? Oh, goodness gracious. The trash panda. You know what, Eric? I want at least a 35, if not a 40 horsepower. I need to have something a little bit bigger because I'm planning on doing some tractor work and starting up a tractor service and going to other people's farms and homesteads and helping them out and trying to make some money that way. I've been running cranes for 13 years. It'll be, by the time we get up there, probably 14, 15 years by the time I get up there. I mean, cranes are cool. I don't know how many of you saw the news today, but the crane that went down in Dallas, Texas, that company is the company I work for down here in California. That was a big crane. That was a biggie crane and rigging. They're who I work for. And I'm sure our company is not happy about what happened. A huge storm went through and knocked over that crane. But anyway, it's dangerous. But anyway, I like to do tractor work for people. And so I'm looking at like a 3301. I'd like to get like a 3901, closer to a 40 horsepower. I'd love to have something with a cab on it, just so I can do it in the wintertime. And I'd like to get something that I can have a mid PTO so I can do a front blower. So 2501 is a great size. That's going to be the minimum size. I've been following a guy up in Canada that he has the B2601. There's a whole Facebook page dedicated to the B2601 or 2650. That's a great Kubota, and all kinds of, but it's just not quite big enough. So, anyway, thanks for that, Eric. I'll keep popping in there and checking out your stuff. You know what, Dave? I would be, and I can pick one of those things up for $1,500. You know, I just saw a Massey Ferguson that was a 50 horsepower today, used one for 11 grand. That thing was beautiful. I don't have that cash right now. I would love to have grabbed that thing. Had a loader on the front with a box blade, but I really feel like with my road, it's not improved. It's dirt, and there's foot and a half deep ruts. When it gets wet, the mud is insane, and I need to have something a little bit bigger with four-wheel drive, and that's what I'm afraid of. If by buying a two-wheel drive like the one you have, that I know you can put chains on them, and you can, but I've seen them slip and slide a lot without the four-wheel drive. So that's kind of why. I'm staying away from the two-wheel drive tractors. So I know homestead land, they're a big purchase, and I'm going to buy used. Oh, the other thing, speaking of tractors, is that I researched it, and 2013 and on is when the federal government required all of the smog crap on them. So they have the particulate filters and the burn-off canisters and all that garbage. They have the regen and all that garbage. And I don't want to have to deal with all that stuff. I hear it's not that big of a deal, but some people have had problems with them not regenerating properly or on time or whatever. So anything old, I kind of want to buy something that's used with low hours on it, because a tractor will last 30, 40 years if you take care of it right. So I'm not going to go anything new. Yeah, you know what, Narrowway, if people want to throw their email address on here, that's a good question. I think it's not polite to go into live streams and ask for, at least I know it's not polite to go in there and throw your own stuff out there. I know I don't. I try really hard not to do that. I like to engage and interact with people and talk about them with what they're doing on their stuff. Thomas Schmidt, thanks for popping in tonight. No, it's mud. It's a foot of mud or so. It gets some big pools in there, and that's why I need a big tractor with a backhoe so that I can actually dig a drainage trench on one side. I need to put in some drainage culverts underneath certain sections that are lower so that the water doesn't stand there and cause a problem. Then at some point, once I get the road improved and graded properly for water flow, then we're going to put gravel on it. So that's the other reason I need a bigger tractor, because I got a lot of work to do on that place. So anyway, Narrowway Farm, I would recommend that you go to individual people's channels. If you're interested in emailing or contacting individual people, like some of our subscribers in here, like Daryl, you can go to their channel, and he has his email address on there. And matter of fact, on his on some of his live streams, he'll invite people to actually call in, and you can call him while he's on the live stream, kind of like what we did tonight. So that was really cool. I had Josh Pilch from Essential Mountain Homesteading. He called in, and we had a good chat about looking for property in Idaho, because he's a home developer. So I would recommend you go to people's channels and do that. It's probably the best method. So anyway, well, gosh. So Dave, okay, Dave, that's a great, thanks for throwing that comment up there. Great input, dude. Thanks for the conversation. See, that's the kind of community I'm talking about. I can't wait to meet Dave face to face up here in about 4 weeks. So his neighbor plows your road. So what do you do? What's the trade? I know what kind of guy you are. You're not going to let him just do that for free. Do you pay for his fuel when he does that? Do you bring him eggs from your chickens, or what do you? I know there's got to be some trade. There's a give and take, right? Unless he just loves running that cat and plowing your road for you. Samson Farms, yeah. So your email, mine's on my about page too. My email's on there. So, are you making fun of me back there, honey?
No.
Are you mocking me?
No.
Jamie?
No,
Jamie?
I'm seeing myself.
Oh.
And it's like delay.
Yeah, it's a delay.
And I'm like,
Samson Farms, yeah. I've heard you call in to Two Family. That's good. Hey, nothing wrong with that. And
There you are.
I love it. Yeah. So what's the delay? What's the delay right now?
It was like 15 to 20 seconds.
Is it 15,
I
20
was
seconds?
watching
Okay.
you. Did you see me say hi earlier?
The girls are having fun. They're watching the delay. She's seeing her. So yeah. Hey, by the way, this is Wildcat Family Farm, or Wildcat Farms. I'm sorry, Wildcat Hollow Farms. He's in Germany right now. It's
Wow.
Monday morning at like
Wow.
8 a.m. or something. So yeah, this is all around the world. That's what's fun about it. So
International.
this is international. This is fun.
You reach all countries. That's
Yeah,
cool.
well, there's a lot of people that homestead all kinds of countries. There's a couple of subscribers that I have there in New Zealand and Australia. So
Wow.
it feels good. Thank you.
I know. I put that.
I needed that. It's hot down here. It was 90 today. It's supposed to be 95 tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be miserable. Thankfully, I have air conditioning in my crane. So anyway,
We were out there.
yeah, Dave, thank you for that. Now, did you answer my question? I got distracted there.
4 months old. Kitty corner.
Homestead land, so you got a mile-long driveway. Yeah, and I had people suggest that, get an old pickup truck and put a plow on it. Or Jeremy at Living the Dream Homestead, they have an ATV with a plow. That's all he was able to afford at the time. But he wants to get a tractor as well. But he doesn't have to plow a lot because his neighbor has an excavator, and he does a lot of that for their main road as well. So he just does his little driveway, and that's all he has to really maintain as well. That's nice. I have 2 neighbors on mine. One of them are full time up there, and they don't have a tractor, and we need a tractor. They need us up there desperately. When it gets really bad, they use us. They park their vehicle to go to work out at the main highway, and then use a snowmobile to get down there, and then they leave their snowmobile parked behind the trees over there. So, in some spots up there, people have to use snowmobiles, or they have to hike in and out to get through the snow. They don't have access to a tractor, or even an ATV or whatever. So, there's definitely barter involved. Okay.
Why are you guys thinking about getting?
Oh, you have an ER doctor. Oh, I wonder if that's why Chase is up there with you guys. He knows there's an ER doctor close by. So, since he's alone
Someone like Brady?
on his homestead, he doesn't have very far to go. Hopefully the ER is home. That's cool. Yep, Jeremy, yeah. Oh, you do have a quarter mile to plow. I thought it wasn't quite that far. Okay. He does the other quarter. Okay, cool. No, I know. Oh, I know Samson Farms. I know it's 25 horsepower and lower. You don't have to have the regen. You don't have to have that stuff. But that's why I'm saying I'm going to need at least a 35 to 40 horsepower, and so anything above 25, you've got to have the regen from 2013 and on. So it's been that way for 5 years. So I'm going to buy something that's older than 2013 in the 35 to 40 horsepower range, so I don't have to worry about the regen garbage. So. Oh, that's right. You were saying Mahindra 75. We had this talk 2 weeks ago, Samson Farms. I had looked at Mahindras, but somebody made the comment that Mahindra parts were kind of hard to find in some places. So I will definitely be looking at that. But if I can find a good used Kubota locally, pretty quick, I'll probably just do that, because I know there's a Kubota dealer up there, and Kubota dealer parts are all over the place, and I don't want to take that chance. But if I can find a really good Mahindra in great shape, and if there's a Mahindra dealer up there, so yeah, I know they are able to get theirs running really good without the regen. I understand that. So I'm not going to discount Mahindras until I have cash in hand and I'm ready to buy it, and then I'm going to go look at all of them 100%. So I have only gone to the local Kubota dealer and sat and test drove some of their tractors in their lot. I've driven John Deere's, and I think that's about it. I have a friend of mine that has a Ford, a New Holland Ford, and he's very, very happy with that. So they're also not cheap. So anyway, well, guys, thank you very, very much for coming in. I went 1 hour and 8 minutes longer than I wanted to, and you guys always do that to me. You guys all get together, and you guys are a chorus of squirrels. I love it. That means everybody is dying. People are loving community. They're loving the connection and loving the genuine people that are in this community. And that's what's drawn everybody together. That's why this meetup is just exploding. We're going to have in 4 weeks. So I expect next year's event to be off the charts. And Daryl and Sherry, we hope we put together an event that's large enough for you guys to drive out and be a part of. And we'll take a look at having you guys as guest speakers if you guys are willing. But once we get the planning underway and get something down on paper, we'll start reaching out to all of you guys. Chris, Single Dad Homestead, Dutch, Arms, and all the big channels, all you guys back east, and some of you guys that have been doing this for a while, and what we all call the old timers and the pros at this stuff. We would absolutely love to have people like you make that trip to come out there. So we're gonna do everything we can to put together a trip or an event that's worthy of your guys' time and your trip to come out there. So we will stay in touch on this thing. So thank you so much for popping in, Homestead Land. Thank you very much. I don't know if I have you. I don't know. I think I'm home. I think I'm subscribed to you. Let me write you down anyway here. I'm in Homestead Land. I'm going to go check you out after I finish here as I'm laying my head down. Check out your channel there. If I'm not subscribed, I'll subscribe to you. Yeah, thank you, Daryl. Of course, if finances allow. That's always the case. Like Chris was. He swears he was going to come out to our event coming up in 4 weeks, but he couldn't confirm he could come, and by the time he was able to make the decision to actually come out, the plane tickets had doubled in price. He goes, "Yeah, it's just going to be out of my budget." And we were bummed, but that's okay. This is just going to be the initial meet and greet with, well, now it's 16 channels that are going to get together and have a fun little get together, and then we're going to have a planning meeting. So we will keep all of you guys in the loop on that, and let you guys know. And hopefully, the event we put together is going to be. It'll be big enough that we'll let everybody know far enough in advance, hopefully, that you guys can plan ahead for it and set aside some finances to make that trip. That's the kind of event we want to do. We want to do a Baker Creek thing. We don't want it to just be a local hootenanny. We want it to be a big deal. So we want to do it right from the get-go. Let's see here. Cabin in the Woods. Thank you for adding. Appreciate that. So guys, thank you so much for popping in here. I appreciate everybody popping in every Sunday at 7. And I'll let you guys know if we're not going to do one. I'll throw a little video out saying yes or no. But if you don't see me put up a video or notification or whatever that we're not going to be live on Sunday nights at 7 Pacific Standard Time, then you can count on us being here for at least an hour. That's what I try and do, is just try and do just an hour, and as you can see, everybody likes to talk and chat and stick around for 2 to 3 hours. So, but I can't stay that late. But thank you. I am humbled and honored that you guys want to talk to me that long. That's fantastic, and each other. So, thank you guys very much. The Life Conference off-grid was okay. 2 Family Homestead. That's right. You're going to be the Life Conference with Doug and Stacy. I would love to have been to that. So I'm going to be planning some of those trips for next year as well. That would be a fun one to go to. That's just huge. And then Baker Creek next year, I'm going to seriously look at trying to go to that. That would be a really fun event. If our event, our event hopefully will be big enough, and I'll be too busy with our event planning it and scheduling to go to that. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for coming in tonight. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for the talk, and I love all you guys' videos. Keep putting them out. Keep working hard, and keep living that dream. Thanks, Jeremy, for your support. Thank you, Daryl, for popping in and shouting out to Chad and Shelby. I know they've already probably turned off and gone to bed for the night because they are clearing land for a log home. So thanks, everybody, for coming in, and I will be in your chats all week. I can do that, usually, on my breaks and whatnot. I can listen along, as I'm, sitting up in my cab. So, you're going to go to Baker Creek next year? Cool. Very cool. Yeah, if you guys can remember to hit the thumbs up on your way out, I'd appreciate that. That would be fantastic. That really helps. I know this algorithm is changing, seems like monthly, but thanks, Jeremy and Angela, for popping in. Again, guys, if you're not subscribed to Living the Dream Homestead, that's a great channel. He's got a great cabin he's renovating up there. A fantastic family. Their last video they just put out is hilarious, guys. You got to watch it. I won't spoil the fun. It's a hilarious video, and he kind of does a quick little 4 or 5 minute introduction to who he and his family are. And there's some fun. There's some. I'm just gonna say Jeremy is the greatest of all time. GOAT. I'll leave it at that. How's that? Anyway, thanks, guys, for coming in. Have a good evening, and we'll see you guys in your live streams all week. Have a great week, guys. Oh, you did not do that, did you?
No.